Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. The fan is on because it's a little hot in here, but try to ignore that. I will try to speak as loud as I can. But anyways, today is a video I've been waiting to do for a couple of days. I've been doing some study. I wrote down some notes that I got from it and what I feel the author was trying to tell people, because a lot of people don't agree with this book. I've seen different videos that's how could it be true? But you got to think about it. Why would someone write something in a book? Where do they get all this information from if it's not true? A lot of people try to keep away from truth because they're afraid of it. But today I'm doing the Willie Lynch letter. I know you can't see it well because the letters and whatever, but yes, I got the book. This is the Willie Lynch letter, everybody. I know y'all probably was on TikTok and people was probably talking about it. Some people on YouTube. I don't really trust TikTok. That's why I went to read it for myself. So yeah, the Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave by Willie Lynch. Let's get into this video, y'all. So in the beginning, I can just tell you straight up, because it's a short book. In the beginning, they was talking about how this man was, what's his name, James? Hold on. His name was, I believe it was James. No, it wasn't James. It was the James River. But anyways, this man back in 16, not me forgetting the date. Back during slavery time, that's all I can say, around 1615, I believe. Basically, he got all the a couple of slave masters, 1712. So this man, on December 25th, he got a couple of slave masters, and he was like, hey, we need to do better on our slaves. And I got a way to, control the slaves more. Now, when I read this letter he wrote, let's just say it's kind of crazy, but it's not surprising to me. Growing up in Mississippi is not surprising, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So it wasn't really surprising. So basically, he got a couple of slave masters, and he was telling them hey, I got this way y'all can control your slaves better, because the slaves been running away. Some slaves been teaming up to kick our asses type shit. So they got away, he basically came up with a method to control the slaves better, and he basically told them how they can do the method. So throughout the book, they was comparing the horses, slaves, the slave horses, to the black people. That's what they was doing. They was so basically they was hence both the horse and the nigger must be broken, and that breaking them from one form of mental life to another. Keep the body, take the mind. In other words, break the will to resist. So I was saying in the beginning, he was basically hey, our slaves are starting to run away. We got to come up with a way to make them trust us and not trust each other. So it says, keep the body, take the mind control. So keep that in mind throughout this video. It says, in other words, break the will to resist. So they found a way to break black people to the way we wouldn't resist fighting. We wouldn't want to fight no more. Oh, he's giving me more attention, or I feel more trusted by this white person, so I'm be more willing to trust that white person. It also says and these are, this is the actual book. It has the N-word, so I should have warned y'all, but hey, whatever. So that was page 14, a sentence that really stuck out to me, because I was but throughout this book, when you get this book, you'll see throughout this book, they was comparing horses to black people. So that was page 14 of something I felt stuck out most to me. Page 15 took a whole jump. I was reading page 14 and I was okay. And then when I went to page 15, Yeah, so basically, the one that stuck out to me was the fourth and last paragraph, but I'm going to read the fourth paragraph. It says, take the meanest and most restless nigger, strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, the female, and the infant nigger. Tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a different horse face in opposite directions. Set him a fire and beat both horses to pull him apart in front of the remaining nigger. That's not even the worst part. I know, like, y'all probably like, don't be surprised. Like, don't be surprised. I can't say a lot in this video because YouTube might take it down, but, like, don't trust the W man. Don't trust the W woman. They always got a plan. People be like, oh, slavery's over. Egypt had evolved to this and that. Like, y'all. You better let that African inside you speak in, because y'all as be kissing up. Y'all be kissing up to the W man. That's all I can say. If you know what W man is, then smart. The W man and the W woman. So, should I keep reading this part? Okay, I got to it's another chapter. It's called The Breaking Process of the African Woman. This one was like, wow, but it made so much sense. Like, it made so much more sense. So for like a lot of black women that, like, your parent, no, not your parent, I'm gonna say like your mother, like, say as if she was jealous of you, or she seen you as competition, or she was like, hey, you gotta be an independent woman, don't trust these black men, don't trust these men, you gotta be an independent woman. For black women that went through, you know, what we went through type stuff, like, reading this chapter will really, like, it will put you in shock, but it won't really put you in shock. So I'm actually going to look for a part that I like the most, because, like, so actually no, I got two parts. I'm trying to figure out which one will be the best. Okay, it's two parts I want to read. So, no, three parts, my bad. So, in the first paragraph, I'm going to read a part of the paragraph that stuck out most to me, and I'll explain to you why it stuck out most to me. So, it says, test her in every way, because she is the most important factor for good economics. If she shows any sign of resistance and submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of resistance out of her. So the goal with the black woman that that the W man and the W woman had for them was, hey, we gotta get her to stop submitting to this B man, black, by the way, this B man, and, like, we gotta get her on our side. We gotta get her to think like the B man is horrible, I can't trust him. So they was psychologically fucking with the B woman's black women. So paragraph 2, like, it's getting crazy. It says, okay, in paragraph 2, we have reversed the relationship in her natural uncivilized state. She would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male, and she would have a limited protective tendency towards her independent male offspring, and would raise male offsprings to be dependent like her. And I know y'all like, okay, can you explain this to us? So I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all experienced this in the hood, when it was a black man who didn't give no shits about the B woman, and he would be very abusive towards her. He wouldn't be faithful to her, and he just doesn't, he's all gang this and all gang that. Oh, bros before hoes type shit. That's some white guy shit. But anyways, like, bros before hoes type shit. And, like, they would have this state of mind like, oh, I be with this woman, get her pregnant, bye, I don't need you, because I'm dependent on myself. I'm a weak-minded male. Like, that's how they was doing the man. Psychologically, they was controlling the black women, but physically, like, also psychologically, but like also physically, no, psychologically, they made the black male weak. So like, physically they made physically and psychologically they made the black woman weak, and psychologically they made the black man weak, but physically they made him strong. So imagine having a weak mind, but you have a strong body. You know, like, you'll work harder for me, and you won't have to think about it. You won't have to think twice about it because you trust me. You don't trust her, so you trust me. Okay. And this was page 18. This one was like, that's when I'm going to get to the notes. Okay. So after this, I'm going straight to the notes. It says, by her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, mentally and physically, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to the frozen independent state. In the frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles. For people that don't understand what I'm talking about, when it's talking about reverse roles, it's basically saying, hey, hey, BW, B woman, y'all know what I'm talking about. B woman, do not depend on the B man. You are an independent person. You don't need a B man on your side. You can do things by yourself. You can work by yourself. You can raise kids by yourself. Your kids don't need the B man. And B man, you don't need the B woman. And the B woman is more masculine now. B man, you're more on the feminine now. So you're more like, reverse roles type shit. Like, making them. Let's just get to the So let's get into it. So after that part, they went straight in. So like, if you are a part of the LGBTQ, please don't get offended by this, because this is just the truth. So what I learned from the Willie Lynch letter. So I learned that their main point was to make the black man go against the young black man. And I know what y'all talking about. Y'all like, I know what y'all think. Y'all like, oh, you didn't talk about that part. I didn't know if y'all wanted to like. So like, this is now he's going to explain the process of how to do it. So put the old black man against the young black man. And I'm pretty sure y'all experienced that. Y'all experienced the black man, like the old black man, the young black man going against each other. Like, oh, I can't trust you. I don't love you. Da da da. Black dads ain't shit. Da da da. Like, and black women, da da da. So like, if you put a old black man and a young black man against each other, you it's nowhere to build. You put in the top, greatest relationships against each other. And when I say relationships, I'm talking about the dad and the son. When you have a black dad and a black son that cares about each other, their goal is to get them a woman, help them, make sure they're safe, protected, nothing getting fucked up with their mind. They're psychologically going to be okay, knowing they can be okay with them. Like, the way he did this plan was kind of crazy, and it's like, it worked. Because look at us now. Like, an old black man and a young black man, it's rare if they get along with each other. It's rare, especially in the West, the Western countries. So, like, that was their first part. The second part put the young black male against the old black male, which I was just talking about. Like, hey, like, make sure they don't trust each other. Make sure they don't come together, because, like, it won't be no kingdom. It won't be no strength. Because, like I said, like, weakening the minds. You weaken the minds. If y'all had watched that, if y'all had watched that movie Django, that shit was like low key funny. I'm not even gonna lie, but like it showed a lot.